Nearly time for legs. Just feel a little chapped. Alright, I'm freaking hyped up for legs. Today, well, I was about to say today especially, but I'm hyped up for legs every day. This is an interesting intersection. It's prone to people beefing because it's a three-way, two-side stop, but then the other side just keeps going. So that I didn't do anything wrong, and that woman still beeped at me. But enough of that, enough of this road rage. Let's get back to what matters, is legs. So, not that I'm not hyped up about legs every lift, but today I just feel particularly enthusiastic. So, hamstrings first. I can foresee, I have an image in my mind's eye that I will end up being locked into the Lang hamstring curl for at least a couple of sets. That's a guarantee. They have a standing single leg curl machine here, which I do enjoy as well. So I'll definitely get some of that going. They have a seated hamstring curl here too, but I mean, it's not my favorite, so maybe I won't really do that one. In terms of the hamstring curls, seated versus laying, I think there's definitely a difference. There's definitely a difference in the way that it loads your hamstrings, because your torso's in a completely different position. But for the most part, either one, I don't do them interchangeably for the sake of like, okay, I want to hit them slightly differently with the laying curl. Oh, I want to hit this part with the seated curl. It's more like, I just kind of like the feeling of each one individually, so I'll switch it up like that. Because hamstrings, I mean, all you're doing is, let's pretend this is my leg, all you're doing is here to here. So not really too many different ways to go about that. Even though you can make 100 different kinds of hamstring curls, your end of the movement is going to be the same on every single one of them, just bending at your knees. So after 8 sets of a variety of hamstring curls, standing, laying, potentially seated, I don't really want to do any RDLs right now, but maybe when I get in there I will. So I guess I'll leave that up to me in the future. And then quads. Obviously, I'm going to get some leg extensions going. That's a staple of my routine for quads. But I'm also going to get some freaking hack squats going. There's a hack squat here where it's not plate loaded on like an angled sled. It's actually like, honestly, the movement path is horizontal, but it's got cables and pulleys because it has an actual weight stack. And something about the way that the cables and pulleys work, I just love it way more than a normal hack squat. In terms of leg pressing machines, this one is most certainly my favorite, at least for now, because I haven't tried them all. Maybe there's a better one, but I really like this one. So I'm sure I'll get some leg extensions going first, and then I might just sit there and spam that one sissy squat style, how I like it. But who knows? Maybe I could go in and do one set on that machine. Even though I'm hyping it up right now, I could do one set and be like, actually, I don't love it. Actually, I don't really like that much at all. The legality of that left turn is not something I want to take note on. So, oh shit, the pre. This gym is kind of far, but it's not that far. So I better get this slammed now if I want it to be kicking in by the time I get there. 1 scoop of hostility plus 2 scoops of bloodshot. I guess we're about to see the answer to that equation in about, for me, an hour and a half from now. For you, probably 20 minutes. So, I'm not going to do a Badlands chug. I'll sip on this for a couple minutes. But let's just get in there. Contrary to my normal style of starting off with like my super heavy sets where I'm really throwing weight around, I kind of want to start with a squeezing movement. So I'll just get onto that single leg standing leg curl like I alluded to in the car. I can go a little heavier than this, but yeah, that'll be good. So with these, it's not about the weight I'm really going more so for like a burning feeling at the end of the set. But yeah, 1 or 2 of these, then move on to something else. Fuck. Okay. All right. Let's just do one more like that, and then just jumps over to some leg curls. I'll be a little bit more loose with my form on this set and go slightly heavier. Because, I mean, you can do a set where you go slow and controlled and you get a crazy burn, or you can do a set where you're kind of just fucking muscling the weight, forcing it. I say as long as you go hard on that set, it was productive. And, sometimes I like to do some of one, and sometimes I like to do some of the other. No matter what, I always get a freaking pump, so I think I'm doing something. So I just had a very good, what's the word I'm trying to think of? There we go. I just went through a very good exercise of restraint. So I threw the whole stack on. I did a little bit of a feeler rep with lighter, heavier, you get what I'm saying? Did like 2 reps with the stack, and like I could move the weight, but it just kind of felt like it was too much. So instead of doing the whole stack, cut it down a couple notches to a weight that I'm, comfortable with. So let's throw this shit around. Obviously, I'm still gonna go fucking hard, even though it's not the whole stack. That's a given. All right. Oh, fuck. All right. I think 2 more here will be good. And the way that I sort of determine that the set is done is I'm not getting to a point where I just can't like do a complete rep like those first few where I'm fresh. If I were to stop as soon as I couldn't get that high up, then I wouldn't have gotten all the fucking effort from those little, I mean, how big was the range of motion on those last few partials? Inches? I think that is a better scenario than calling the set early. One more. Oh, fuck. Okay. Just one more. So, this is a movement where it's really not that taxing for me to go to failure. Because the only thing that's really stopping you from trying to get another couple of reps, to an extent, it's almost just your, I don't want to say pain tolerance, but what's a good word that I'm using? I should use to describe this sort of skill. Like, it's really just determining about, dude, I can't even get what I'm saying. The tougher you are mentally, the harder you'll be able to go on the steps. Let's do another one. Jesus. Oh, okay. I think that was set number 5. I need to review the clips, but let's go do some seated curls. That'll be good next. The seated curl is taken, but I wasn't really married to that as my next movement. I just wanted to do a movement where I'd go a little bit lighter and squeeze. So I'll just come back to these. You know, if you can't work around other people in the gym, then if you have like a locked in routine, like you want to do flat bench, then incline bench, then a certain machine press, and then the pec deck that you like because it feels good. If you only limit yourself to doing a routine that strictly, you're gonna have to wait fucking 5 minutes for each machine at least. So for me, I like having more of a basic framework of a lift. But since I'm not like locked in any specific movements, let's say I want to do Smith machine, but it's taken, I'll just do dumbbell. You got to be able to adapt to these sort of things. But I'm going to do a set here where instead of just doing normal style reps, I'll do a little bit of a tempo. So it'll be halfway, pause for a second, and then all the way to the top, like that. It's just a different way to do it. I like it. Okay. Oh, fuck. All right, that felt good, but I don't want to do another. I'll just finish off hamstrings with a drop set of the leg curl, and then we can move on to quads. All right, last one. So I'll do the weight that I was doing earlier. You know, do a hard set of 10, 15, something like that. And then I'll drop the weight a little bit and just do a little bit of a burnout. Actually, you know what? Nah, I don't want to do a drop set. Let's just do a normal set. Okay, maybe I'll do, I don't know. I'll do the first part of the set, and if I'm satisfied with it, then I'll stop. And if I want to do more, then I'll do my little drop set. You know, I just want to go hard. Any means necessary. Okay. Let's just leave it at that. Subconsciously, I felt like if I went for a drop set, then I would have called that first portion of the set early, like subconsciously saving energy for the second part. I've been on a bit of a straight set kick, honestly, this whole year. Like, I've gone through periods where almost every set of every workout was a drop set. So I think I like this a little bit more, but that's for another day to discuss. Let's just focus on quads now. Hamstring's fully pumped. Not gonna do a hamstring pump check though. Oh, fuck. Just knocked the whole little camera setup over. Okay, so starting movement for quads. The stack is a little bit too light for double leg, but I don't want to go crazy heavy on single leg either. So I'm thinking a perfect in between will be like moderate weight. So half the stack, one leg at a time. But for at least the first couple of reps when I'm fresh and strong, really try to squeeze on the top. Like I want it to feel like I hold it up top for like a second. Now, it may not even look like that, but when you're doing reps of curls or push downs or leg extensions, I mean, any kind of movement, fuck it, really any kind of movement, at the top of each rep, you will guaranteed notice a difference if you really emphasize the squeeze for just a moment. Now, you don't have to actually fucking sit here and pause it, but if at the top of your leg extensions, you put an extra little bit of oomph into it, you're gonna feel the burn. Same for buys, tries, chest, back, quad, everything. Just a little bit of I don't want to say pro tip, I'm not a pro, but let's say experience tip. How about that? Okay. Let's do one more, maybe two more, but then move on to that one hack squat, which I like. Ooh. Something about the angle, how I was doing them. I was really feeling my kind of outer quad. But that's beside the point. Two more, I think. All right, a little bit heavier for this one. And I think on this side I'll go a little bit less slow and controlled and make the reps more so, you know what I'm talking about. You know my style. Okay, a little heavier, and one more before I go do the hack squats. Whew. I can already feel my quads getting pumped. Like if these are fucking, all the pump analogies are the same. Balloon, tire whip, you get it. We're getting pumped. Okay. All right. It's time for some machine hack squats. All right. Let me do my little talk. No. All right. So a little bit of chatting going on. I was gonna do the cable hack squat, which I love, but the cable was not in a pristine condition. That cable needs to be replaced. Like I could see, because you know how the cables work, right? It's kind of a metal twisted thing. Like some of it was just kind of frayed. I to the point where I did not feel comfortable doing any heavy weight. So instead of those hack squats, I'll just go here. Oh, inadvertently, this hack squat is banded. It has a band on it. So 3 plates with a band on the back. Let's just do some sissy squats. The band felt pretty good, so whatever, perfect. I'll discuss the style afterwards. Oh. Okay. Yo. So for one thing, I need more weight. But, oh geez. Instead of doing a conventional squat where I keep my feet flat on that platform and bend at my waist, doing them like that where you keep your waist relatively straight, it just biases your quads like crazy. Whew. But then again, your knees have to be able to handle it. So I do not advise you just jump onto a hack squat heavy and do that. But if you ease into it and it feels good, go for it. Let's do another one a little heavier. All right. Whew. Yeah, hack squats are badass. Let's just keep busting these out. Oh my God. Whew. Oh my God. That's enough of that, I think. Oh my goodness. Oh. Whew. I like doing pressing movements with a no. Whew. With a hamstring pump, because it almost kind of acts as a buffer at the bottom. Takes a little pressure off my knees in a sense. Let's do some leg extensions, supersetted with body weight sissy squats, and then we can check the pump. I like this. This was good. Oh. All right, so after those freaking hacks, I'm ready to just do some, oh my God, 2 squeezing sets. So, well, I don't want to do double leg right now. What I'll do is I'll do single leg, squeeze pretty hard, 5 reps on the right leg, and then 5 on the left. 5 on the right, 5 on the left, a little alternating style. And then I can jump up, do a set of sissy squats as a pre-exhausted movement. And after 2 of those, I'll be ready to check the pump. All right. Okay. Fuck. Yeah, one more. Nothing else to discuss. Now a little heavier on this one. Okay. All right, all right. Oh my goodness. Let's just jump to the pose down, dude. Fuck. That was a good ass leg day, I tell you what. Let's get that exposure down to a good level. All right, let's check this freaking pump out, yo. I'm hyped. I'm hyped up, man. So, actually, let's zoom in just a touch more. There we go. Yeah, now we're looking good. That's the cinematography side of things. There, good enough. Whatever. So, what did we do that was all that crazy? Hamstring curls was really just a bunch of hamstring curls, and then leg extensions, followed by hack squats, followed by, well, the same thing, but just in combination with those leg extensions being drop setted into hack squats. So, not groundbreaking, physiologically studied movements. Pretty much just some fucking classics. So, oh, these shorts are actually pretty badass. I took them from my brother. I guess he's got good taste. So let's see what we're really working with underneath the fucking. Oh. Oh. Okay, hard to complain about that. Oh. What do you think? Pumped? I would most certainly say yes. They are pumped. Oh, jeez, dude. Fucking sick. I know that, like... Oh, let's just do one breath hold and then we can discuss. Jesus. Now that's a fucking roadmap. Oh my god, nice. So, I don't even remember what I was about to say. Oh my goodness. Let's just take a seat. Yeah, we're in frame still. So, I mean, all you gotta do on a leg day is freaking go hard for the most part. If your leg day consists of 8 to 12-ish sets for quads total, and then similarly for, dude, holy shit. Oh my, oh, so yeah, as long as you've got a pretty solid amount of volume of hamstrings and quads in combination, all you really have to do is try to push through that burning sensation. Get a good set, play on your phone for a minute, just listen to the music for a second, chill out, and then do it again. I mean, I've been here for an hour 15-ish, but how much of that time was actually spent manually doing my sets, right? And exerting effort? Half? Maybe even less than that. You know, this, that's really the part that matters. So, you know, think about your ex-girlfriend or somebody who pissed you off in between sets, whatever you want to do. Listen to your music, get hyped up. As long as you can get those hard sets done, you know, take a couple seconds beforehand, take a couple huffs and puffs, go hard, then in between sets, you kind of just get to chill for a second, you know? I don't know if this is really a point that needs making. It's just something I don't even know what I'm saying here, whatever. So getting back to what really matters, quads pumped, hamstrings pumped. I can still feel my calves a little bit, so I'm going to save them for tomorrow after chest. But dude, that was a fucking sick leg day. Those hack squats went hard, leg extensions went hard, hamstring curls of each variety went hard. Everything went fucking hard. It was perfect. So, if everything did not go perfectly, and like for whatever reason, hamstring curls all felt off, or leg extensions all felt off, then I would still do my workout and I try to make it as good as possible. Just because you maybe aren't feeling perfectly 100% in the zone one day, doesn't mean you shouldn't go hard. And ending statement, just go hard all the time. Let's get in the fucking car. We're done. Oh my goodness. And with that, another lift is underneath the belt. And not just that, another good leg day is underneath the belt. You know, that shouldn't be an extra flex, but a lot of people fucking skip legs. I don't understand it, man. Come on, don't you want some big freaking trunks? Don't you want some oaks holding your torso up? You freaking know I do. And legs, I mean, there's just no excuse. 99.9, honestly, 9 repeating % of everybody does not have legs that are too big. Right? You're never gonna fucking wake up, walk around one day in shorts and have somebody say to you, dude, you know you have to hit upper body too, right? You know your whole physique isn't just your legs. But everybody's legs can be bigger. You know, it's hard. It's fucking almost impossible to get your legs too big. So, no reason not to hit them. No freaking reason at all. And then, I mean, getting into the idea of like having a favorite lift, or, you know, like, what's your favorite lift, Sam? Which one do you like the most? Fucking man, I like it all. You know, each one has different, I mean, they're all different. So it's like apples and oranges, right? They can't really, sure, they can be compared, but each one has a different aspect to it, which makes it more enjoyable or less enjoyable. Like, I think a lot of people may be a little bit dissatisfied with throwing legs into the routine purely due to the fact that the legs is hard, man. Those sets of hack squats were hard. I had to actually go kind of Well, you get, it's, I don't want to say hard 100 times in a row. But yeah, legs is fucking hard. So probably, and then they're kind of hidden, you know, you don't always see them. So most people focus on that, the legs being hard part, as a negative. Whereas if you've got that dog in you in terms of your mentality, then you get to finish a hard leg day and be like, oh yeah, we got through that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then arms, you know, relatively easier lift, at least in terms of like complete physical fatigue. Like I'll finish an arm workout and I'll be sweaty. I'll be drenched, but I won't be so fatigued as I will be after a hard leg day, if you get what I'm saying. So, I mean, they all have different, you know, every day is just different, but the enlightened lifter likes them all equally. He likes them all freaking equally. Unless you got some kind of muscle that's just way out of proportion. So for me, I kind of chill out on shoulders when I'm bulking, just because relative to everything else, they're a little bit ahead. Shoulders are a tad ahead of the game. So I do kind of chill out on them. But when I'm cutting down, I hit everything because I want to, you know, I'm not building up any muscle. I'm just trying to maintain the muscle I've already got on my frame. So that is what I think about that. Everybody in that gym was fucking hitting legs today. Very nice. Well, there wasn't too many people in there, so it was nice. The last thing you want to do is go into the gym and then everybody's doing all the fucking chest machines. And of course, you've got chest that day too. But that just kind of wraps back around to what I was saying before about how you shouldn't, you know, you're not going to want to wait more than maybe 2 minutes for a piece of equipment if you're mid-lift. Now, if I just got into the gym and I wanted to start off on a set of laying leg curls, I had laying leg curls on my mind, and there was, you know, all of them were taken, I wouldn't mind maybe even waiting 5 minutes, because I'm not pumped yet, and that's just what I want to start with. But if I'm halfway through hamstrings, I don't want to just pause the workout for 5 minutes so I can have a specific hamstring curl machine. I'll just find something else to do. And if everything else is completely taken, then I guess you're a little bit screwed. But you can mitigate that risk by having a little bit more of an open mind with your lift, and having the knowledge to know solid substitutions for whatever kind of movement. Like, let's say I had a workout routine written out where it said do 3 sets of barbell bench, 2 sets of dumbbell bench, 2 sets of machine press, and 3 sets of pec flies. But the incline barbell bench was taken. And, you know, let's say hypothetically, I say, hey man, how many sets do you have left? And the guy goes, I've got 10 sets. Well, guess what? I'm not going to wait that long. I'll just throw an incline Smith, you know? It's a pressing movement. It'd be a perfect substitution. So I think that's probably as much as I want to talk about training right now. I can tell I'm fucking getting a bit glycogen depleted. I'm not going to say it's hard for me to come up with cohesive thoughts, but I feel like I kind of talked about the lift enough. So plan for when I go home, I'm going to throw a pound of 96% lean beef into a pot. For a while, I would just kind of like let it sit for a couple minutes and then like flip it around. But it ends up being quicker, like in terms of just cooking the ground beef, you know, well done, not like a steak, for me to just kind of sit and watch it, put the pan on high heat and just kind of stir it around. Obviously, if I left that ground beef sitting on the pot on high heat for minutes, the bottom would burn. But if I'm sitting there stirring it, then I think that's probably just the quickest cooking method possible. I guess ideally I would have a little like like a stirrer that I could attach to the pot and have it automatically do it for me. That's for another day, whatever. But yeah, so I'll cook up a pound of ground beef. So that's going to be about 80-ish grams of protein. And after I strain off the fat, it'll be about 10 grams of fat or so. Because you get some of it out when you strain it out, but you don't get it all. Then I'm going to add about 100 grams worth of fat-free cheese. What am I saying? Kirkland brand. Kraft? I don't remember. Fat-free shredded cheese. Macros go insane. It's like 90 I don't know, what am I saying? It's about 9 grams of protein, and then I think 1 gram of carbs, 0 grams of fat. So, not pure protein, but it's pretty good. Now, the quality of fat-free cheese protein, I'm not going to say it's 100% the same as like eating beef. Actually, I would say it definitely isn't. But I'd put more value on the protein from that fat-free cheese than I would on like the protein from the keto buns, which I'm going to put this kind of sloppy Joe mixture onto. So I'll still count it. But when I'm counting up all my macros, typically I don't end up counting the protein from non-dedicated protein sources. And what I consider a dedicated protein source would be, a complete protein. Meats, you're good. Chicken, fish, steaks, eggs, dairy products, things like that. Those are typically going to be a complete protein. You enter 1 gram, you're going to get 1 gram. When you get into like the protein in like bread, like if you look at the nutrition label on the back of a loaf of bread, it's going to say like, I don't know, 3 grams of protein, but it's not a complete protein, right? Because this shit is made up of about, I think it's 12 amino acids. Like when you think of quote unquote protein, there's basically 12 building blocks which are going to add up to everything you need to build some muscle. So if half of those are missing, like in wheats, barleys, plants, things like that, then sure, it is technically protein, but it's not complete, if you get what I'm saying. So when you count up your 200, let's say you're doing 1 gram per pound of body weight, and you're relatively lean, obviously if somebody was 600 pounds, they don't need 600 pounds of protein. They only need as many pounds or as many grams as they weigh, their lean body mass. Like, let's say underneath of a 600-pound dude is a 180-pound lean dude, then he only needs 180 pounds of 180 grams of protein, if you catch my drift. But so, oh fuck, I don't even remember what I'm saying now. I'm just totally off track. Yeah, when you're counting up your protein throughout the day, and you're plugging it into the stupid simple macro tracker, which I know you have downloaded. I already know. Oh. When you're plugging that shit in, and you're doing your keto bread or whatever, and it says 3 grams of protein, I say don't worry about it. It's not really gonna, I don't know, whatever. Do what you want. That's how I do it. I don't count it. I don't freaking count it. So, yeah. Home, cook up that pound of beef, strain it, mix it in with some fat-free cheese and some low-calorie barbecue sauce. Stir that up until it's homogeneous into kind of a, sort of a cheesy sloppy Joe style consistency. Slap it onto some keto buns, and then I'll have about a 600 or 700 calorie meal, which is going to be quite filling, I tell you what. So let me see how many calories I've had today so far. It's a red light, don't worry. 1200 deep. So 700, 6 o'clock. Perfect. Then I'll probably just have one more meal after that and go to bed. So cardio in the morning, chest later. Well, chest later tomorrow, along with calves. I'll throw in the calf workout as well for you. That's all I got. Solid leg day. I'll fucking see you next time.